what is Z1? Zin plus R1 mod square is equal to Zin plus R1 into Zin star plus R1 by definition. Modular square is obtained by putting complex conjugate. Since R1 is a real number, so this is complex conjugate is this. And what does this become? Zin. Zin times Zin square, Zin star plus Zin into R1 plus R1 into Zin star plus R1 square. The numerator is equal to same, the minus sign, and what is this equal to? This mod square minus this mod square, this square, this mod square. So subtract that. You subtract this and this cancels. This and this cancels. We get 2 of this. So what is that equal to? 2 of R1 into Zin plus Zin star. And what is Zin plus Zin star? Real part of Zin? Complex conjugate, so imaginary part cancels, so you get real part of Zin. In 2, right. So the 4 times R1 Zin, 4 times real part of R Zin, divided by this, huh?
The modulus 1 minus Z.
Huh?
Denominator. In that step, the denominator should be R.
This one is divided by,
No, sir.
no, I want 4 R1, 1 by R1, so R1, R1 cancels, so left with 4 R is even. So this R1, R1 cancels.
Modulus, insert the modulus in the denominator. Just times.
Okay. I want R1 by R2 into 4 R real part of Zin divided by Z R1 plus Zin mod square, right? This is what I want. And what is this equal to according to this? This value is equal to 4 times R1.
Correct, sir. In the expression, you wrote R2 in place of R1.
That's a minor. Okay. So the R1 goes off. Something go. Let me just check. Oh. That's a mistake. I did a mistake here. V2 by I1 mod square. Now this is terminated in R2, not in 1 ohm. See, this came out to be real part of Zin only when termination was 1 ohm. But now you are terminating by R2. So this becomes R2 by real part of. So this R2 also goes away. So you just get this. That R2 and that R2 cancels. Because remember the ratio here, V2 square by R, 1 ohm, but actually becomes R2 here. So that goes in here. Okay. So now what is that we have found out? We found out that the given Tj omega square after normalization to ensure that this ratio is always less than 1 is known, and then this is equal to this. And so if I call this function as rho j omega square, someday you will know about all this rhos and t's and all this. In transmission line theory, this rho is known as a reflection coefficient. That means how much is the power. Where does the power go? The power goes into some black box, some power came to the output, what happened to the rest of the power? It must have reflected. So this is a reflected power. So whatever, forget about that, let's call this rho j omega square is equal to Z. Right? From this relationships. This is known. Okay, Tj omega square is known. 1 minus Tj omega square is rho j omega square. And this is always less than 1. So guaranteed is never going to be a negative number. So rho j omega square has to be positive, it is positive, guaranteed. So this is given by this. Right? Now if I know this, I can find rho s. Yes or no? Given this, forget about this, given rho j omega square, I can find rho of s by taking all the poles and then finding out only the left half plane poles. I will find out what it is, just like we did before. And that should be equal to Z in minus R1 divided by Z in plus R1. From here I can find Z in for a given value of R1 by solving this equation. So now the problem reduces to how do I synthesize a driving point impedance. We have the solution, Meator's method. Okay. So Meator method will end up into resistance R1, a lossless network terminated in R2. So this is the synthesis technique for the doubly terminated network, which is a practical network. So before we just go, I want to say a few things. If this is an impedance and this is it can be impedance instead of resistance, right? A source impedance can be, source resistance is not necessarily resistance, can be impedance. Similarly, load here need not be a resistance. We have found solution if this is not a resistance but an impedance. What is the network to be? How to synthesize the network? This method is given by Bode for a very restricted load impedance with a resistor capacitor in parallel. very restricted network. But we have techniques available to synthesize this for any general load impedance. But only recently we found people have given solution when both are impedances in something like 2005 or something. When these are both impedances, how do we synthesize this lossless black box? Because that's actually a realistic situation where the load is not necessarily resistive, nor the source is necessarily, I guess, real impedance. So, but anyway, I won't go into it, it's a lot more complicated than the situation. And in fact, whole of network theory has grown only for this problem. How to match, how to provide a given load impedance and a source impedance, what network to synthesize in between. For this purpose, whole of network theory has developed.